See some love.
Welcome back to another episode of Road to William. Today, we're going to be talking about the film Moonlight. I've seen this film a few times. I took some notes down as I was watching the film. It was just popping out at me, a lot of clues that I feel like I just wasn't paying attention to before. So it was a dope experience because I felt like I was watching it for the first time. A lot of things popped out at me. But just a brief, recap of the film. To me, I feel like, and I chose this photo for this reason. Juan represented in Little's life because his name changes as he gets older. But as a child, Little was his name. And Juan was like, I'm going to just say it outright. To me, Juan represented, and not just Juan, but the people in Little's life and in Chiron's life and in Black's life, kind of showing like God is in everyone. And to me, Juan was like God to Little. And I was putting it in the context of his mother, Paula, was the Mary. And y'all like, here you go. I'm telling you how I was looking at the film, right? Call me crazy. But, Little was the Jesus. But if you saw Jesus as a person, because a lot of people, there's some people who don't believe in this story and things like that. I mean, sometimes religion may get in the way of things, but they tell you in a story of someone who can be relatable in this, but also the facts. Black, Jesus is black. So they like, here you go. The colors popped out to me a lot. Janelle Monáe, an amazing person, an amazing artist. They were in this film. In this film, Teresa represented God too. So for me, the scene where Juan and Paula, Juan walks up on Paula in the car, like, yo, like, what are you doing? Why are you out here doing this? Because Paula was actually like working. She was a nurse. So she had her stuff together. But when the hard times hit, what is your advice? Nothing seems to work. Goes to that, the stress. And her character progresses as well. When I said colors popped out to me, the whole film, it just was watching someone paint. You know what I mean? Like I'll put the colors to the side, but I want to dissect some of these characters. So like when I said I felt like Teresa represented God, it was like when Juan was like, look, I got this kid, he's in the car. I don't know what to do. He's not talking. Uh, and sometimes like God won't say anything. You'll hear those tales of like you're like waiting on God to say something. But the reassurance isn't in words. And like she didn't say anything to him. And she's quick to be like, no, you about to say something. But she kind of like read the room, right? Read the car and was like, okay, how do you approach this quiet kid? You know, they welcomed him in their home. I say Juan kind of represented God because if God was a drug dealer, he probably would be the top dog, right? Like he would probably be the leader. You know what I mean? I kind of looked at it like that. Colors. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. But this scene here, like water being important, trusting, there's a lot of mindset. You have to believe in yourself. Like that's part of like swimming. Like everyone can float, but if you can't put your mind to free yourself, it's going to be hard for you. So that was an important lesson to kind of like how to deal with your emotions in your mind. That scene where Paula and Juan, and she was like, but I'm just going to get the drugs from you anyway. You know that. I know you're not going to, you care too much for me to just go with anybody else out in the street because they don't care. Like, they'll sell you whatever. They don't care what it is to give you that money. And so Juan still had like morals even to the street stuff. Like, no, this it's all about respect. And don't let people smoke out in front. Like that's not because it's like more that's promoting it. And he was trying to like keep things underground, under wraps. When he passed on, you kind of saw that Paula had no choice but to go out into the streets. And then you could see her decline because even when she was on the stuff he was selling, like she was still like going to work for a little bit. You know what I mean? She was still up functioning, but you saw the quality started reflecting on her and the environment started hurting too because when you get somebody in the street who don't care, that's just as bad because it affects everybody now. It affects families, everything. He was battling, even God was battling with his own kind of like trying to help save his community. Colors, let's just get to it. So I felt like that scene where Paula and Little, it was like in the hallway, but it was also in the kitchen. You know what I'm talking? And he's looking at her in the hallway. It's the color purple on the wall, and she's wearing color red. I always thought, and I thought of this with Holiday Heart, because I've been seeing a lot of similarities with like women wearing red, specifically women wearing red. And I'm just like, what is this like? So it's kind of, if y'all know what it is in a different perspective, let me know. But it's just like starting to annoy me a little. Especially 90s films is like, yo, like what is this red? Like, but to me, it kind of related to trying to someone who needs to be saved. And it was that same scene she also had, it was some type of pink. And I felt like it was still showing like she's a woman, yet she has this big, responsibility to take care of not only herself but her child, and she's making ends meet. Like, but that purple is like more of an advocate, like, she's trying to do what she can to, help her son. The blue, I feel like what kept popping up a lot, and the blue for me, I felt was like Chiron was, that's when he was a teenager. It's like offering to help. Like the blue kind of represented like, I want to help. And that, when they panned back, when they were in that hallway, and his background was blue, and it was fainted blue. The blue kind of faints away in a lot of parts, but it keeps popping up. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but that kept popping up. Yellow, which kind of kept going back to gold as well, would pop up in like more of the intimate parts of the film. If it wasn't like in the room, like they were wearing a gold necklace, white represented like godlike freedom, free, feeling free. The collars, I noticed like if it's a collar, it's something they're standing on. Because in that scene where his friend, who he's played in a lot, he played in When They See Us, Jarrell Jerome, he played Kevin. Kevin wore collar shirts because he like stood on something, but it was sometimes it would be white, when he was being feeling free, but it was certain parts where he would wear gray or striped, meaning like unsure on the edge, like when he had to fight Chiron, because this goofy nigga was like, go Ace Hood. He was look like Ace Hood. That's the only thing I was like, bro, is that Ace Hood? I don't know, but was like, what's going on? He got on my nerves. I was like, bro, but he wore black. That's not his name. It's not his name. It's like, come on, like let's be good. Terrell. Terrell wore black, and I felt like that represented the darker side. If it's something you're wearing, you know, you're kind of in the beginning stages of it with the shirt, but you're playing into the dark side, the dark life, the street life. Sometimes hoodies, I feel like the hoodie represented they're trying to rank up because what's after wearing a hoodie? You wearing the collars because now that means, you doing well for yourself. You ain't gotta wear the hoodie type of the misconception. Black was also like the nickname that Kevin gave him. And he was like, it's just like a nickname that I have for you because what God is like, like, because if the white represented God, like, and the black was the opposite of that, I think it was like just a funny thing to say that you're like me, you're just my opposite. I don't know. You're like, bro, you tweaking. Maybe that was kind of a tweaked answer. So hit that like button if I made you laugh. You got to do it. Um, um, Gold also represented love because on that beach with the scene of Kevin in black or Chiron or because I'm trying to match it with there. But showing like how you grow up, in life. And then when Chiron and Kevin were on that beach, oh, that was a thing that's important. Like I appreciated the film because it wasn't like you can call it a queer film, whatever. I just see it as a black cinema, black film. I say black because it's important to say that. Why can't we say that? People are like, no, just say cinema, just say this. Like, I want to say black. Dang, like, y'all can do that over there. I get it. I get it. I get it. But I feel like if we don't say it, we are getting lost because they don't want to acknowledge us. Anyway, get back to it. Get back to it. Sorry. Back with these commercials.
Repping the WNBA, baby. Ay.
Welcome back. I kind of lost my train of thought. But shapes were important in this film as well. I'm not going to point them out. Go watch it, rewatch it. Great acting, great people acting in it. I'm going to get their names. We got to get better at that. Alex R. Hibbert. I know him from The Chi. I believe he was in Black Panther. I mean, just watching his career grow and grow. And then he's been in more films. I feel like did we do one on that? He wasn't in Story Ave, was he? Y'all, leave me alone. Look, listen. I blame it on the crown. They like, bro, get back to the thing. You're right. Anyway, Trevante Rhodes, Mahershala Ali, Mahershala Ali, Ashton Sanders, Andre Holland, Naomi Harris, Jarrell Jerome, Alex R. Hibbert, Janelle Monáe, Jaden Piner, Patrick Diesel, Sharif Erb, Dewan Anderson. It's a whole bunch of people on here. Go check it out. It was in 2016. I wanted to talk about the sex part because a lot of times when queer people are paid homage to, meaning in a show, in a series, in a movie, what have you, the sex is always kind of like, ah, da, da, in your face. And it's just like, yo, you know what I mean? And I loved how they didn't like do it like that. They were kind of like, this is other ways you can be intimate. It's not always like that. And that's what I feel about the film. I just love it. I've been watching more like intent of queer films. And there's this one, I'm kind of on the edge of talking about it because parts of it makes me very uncomfortable because it's just, but that's my own thing. Like I could go on a rant about that, but I don't know. If you want me to keep doing more queer, like adjacent films, let me know. I mean, I'm gonna do it anyways, but so look, I'm on my movie kick, show kick. Should I do Don't Be a Player? not that. Ooh, not that one. Two could play that game. I'm trying to watch movies that I just never seen before, but when certain movies call to me, I just gotta watch it. So Moonlight, I was like, you know what? I haven't seen it in a while. I'm glad I watched it, rewatched it. So many missing gems, hitting gems. And in though there's a lot of messages that it's kind of like God talking to him through people. And it's always like kind of like a God of thunder. Like maybe it kind of like shakens you up, but it's like they're speaking the truth. They're trying to guide you in life. So it's kind of like a few tips from God to like keep going in life. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all felt about this film. Um, we need more films like this. And if you have films you want me to check out, let me know. But yeah, I'm just watching whatever pops up to keep it a buck. Whatever pops up. Peace.